Hello everybody. I told y'all I'd do a watching my doc video, so let's go through watching my doc real quick. And maybe we'll go over my applications folder at a later date. Okay? So let's go ahead and get started here. On our far left, I keep my clipboard apps. I use 3 of them, and I know that might sound a little redundant, but trust me, for my case it's not. Each clipboard app, I guess, technically does the same thing, but they do them in different ways and have different features. So I do like my clipboard apps, and I keep 3 of them around, and the first one I use is Corkboard. Okay, if I fire up Corkboard, you can see here there's just these little pieces of text that I've copied. I can give you an example. I'll fire up Safari here. It'll bring up YouTube. I'll highlight some text. As you can see, I'll highlight this Wong Fu text here. I'll hit Command C to copy it. I can go ahead and quit that now. And I'll bring up Corkboard, and I'll hit Command V to paste it, and it pastes it right there on my Corkboard. And you can have as many as you want. This here is just your history of things you've pasted and what time you pasted them, all that good stuff. And this up here brings it up and closes it and all that good stuff. So if you have a bunch of clippings, it even has a search. So this is a really straightforward clipboard enhancer that I use all the time. iClipboard, as you can see, iClipboard, it corresponds to this little tab I have over here. This little tab says iClipboard. And whenever I copy something, it copies it over here. Okay, you can have as many as you want. You can limit it to 10. I have it limited to 10 because I use this for spontaneous things I want to copy and paste into Twitter, for instance. Things that I'm not going to want to keep. Just little clippings that I'm going to want to use temporarily, that I'm going to use and forget about. Okay, so I just keep a maximum of 10, and whenever I copy something with Command C, it automatically copies it to here. As you can see, here's that Wong Fu Productions. It automatically copies it, so I don't have to open this up and hit Command V to paste it. Anything I copy automatically gets pasted to iClipboard. Whereas with Corkboard, I have to physically go in and hit Command V to paste it in there. Okay, so there are 2 different methods. This is all manual, and the only things going inside of Corkboard are things that I want to physically paste in there. Now with iClipboard, anything I hit Command C that's highlighted will be copied over to here, even pictures. And this is kind of like a mishmash of things that I'm doing right now that I probably won't want to keep. Okay, so that's that. And it does have a few neat features. You can come over here and you can copy, paste, you can open, edit, you can move things. You can click on it and you can come in here and just highlight maybe parts of it if you just want to copy parts of it. So there's a lot of good features to this iClipboard that Corkboard doesn't have, but Corkboard is a really simplistic application, and it's nice to have around. I've used it for a long time. And my last clipboard enhancement is called Clips. And when I click Clips, as you can see, boom, it throws down everything that I have copied and pasted. So I have it limited to 50 clips. Once it gets to 50 clips, it starts overwriting the first one again, but you can have it go unlimited. But what's nice about this is, it will tell me, as you can see over here, this little list, it says iTunes, Mac Journal, Safari, Tweety. This tells me everything that I copied inside of the iTunes application. Here's everything I copied inside my Mac Journal application. Here's everything I've copied inside of Safari. Okay, and here's everything I've copied inside of the Tweety application, little tweets that I've copied and pasted. Or you can have them all in one place called My Clips, Drop Clips. You can flag clips. It shows you what you've copied in space 1, space 4, this is space 5. So this is a little bit more in depth, and if you want to just delete your clips, all you got to do is highlight and just hit the delete key, and it gets rid of it. Now you can see I'm one less. And you can lay it out like this, where it's all kind of, you can just drag them around, and put them however you want, organize them how you like. You can have them in a circle, like this. But most of the time, I just have them line up like this. And this is where I keep a lot of my more permanent things. As you can see here, I'll have my tags for my videos, my descriptions, and my description for my partner videos. So I just have to go in here and click on it. It copies it to my clipboard, and now I'm good to go. So those are my 3 clipboard apps. They all kind of do the same thing. It's kind of redundant, but trust me, I have a separate use for all 3 separate clipboard apps, and it really helps me keep things organized. I'm not saying you're going to need 3 clipboard apps or even 1, but it does help me organize my things. Next is my Final Cut Studio Suite. You all know what this is: Final Cut Pro, Shake, Motion, Color, Soundtrack Pro, DVD Studio Pro, Compressor, yada yada yada. Everybody's familiar with the Final Cut Studio Suite. I don't think I need to fire any of those up to show you what they are. I'm sure most of you know what Maya is. There's Autodesk Toxic, which is a compositor like Shake, and Houdini, which is a 3D graphics application like Maya. Those are pretty self-explanatory too. If you want to know about Toxic or Maya or Houdini, you can go out on the web and check those out. I'm sure there's free trials and apprentice versions and whatnot. So now we have our new version of QuickTime, QuickTime 10. We have Safari. This is the common criminals in everybody's dock that owns a Mac. You know, Safari, QuickTime, iTunes. I have my DVD player. As a matter of fact, I don't even need the DVD player in my dock. It's taking up room, so let's just take it out of there. iChat, I don't even use iChat much anymore. That's really just taking up space too. But I'm going to leave it in there because I do communicate with a couple of people through iChat. We got Preview and whatnot. We have iMovie, Activity Monitor. I keep Activity Monitor handy. Text Edit, that's pretty self-explanatory. Photo Booth, iPhoto, Disk Utility, which is Apple's OS X's built-in disk utility application, Mail, and iWeb. So that basically is my Apple applications that I keep in the dock right through here. I keep them separated with these spacers, and if you all do your research, you can find out how to put the spacers in there. So I keep my Apple apps together. I keep my computer CGI apps together. I keep my Final Cut Studio apps together, and I keep my clipboard apps together, separated by spaces. And this down here on the end are all non-Apple apps. Okay. So our first one we have here is App Zapper. Everybody knows what App Zapper is. Everybody should have it, or an application like it. We have Newsfire, which is an RSS reader. We have Web Snapper, which helps me take snapshots of web pages for offline use and stuff like that. It can take a web page and turn it into a PDF, for instance. Mac Journal, which is just kind of like my scrapbook. I can throw things in there, text, pictures, movies. It'll kind of like hold everything like a scrapbook. We have Spiral Bound Pro, which is just a note-taking app. Is all it is. Let me get over here. As you can see, it's just a notebook, and you can have different colors, different names, stuff like that. No big deal. Handy for me though. But it doesn't replace really any functionality that you can't get with applications like Text Edit that comes with your Mac. So this is just a fancy notebook's all it is. Tweety, everybody knows what Tweety is. That's my desktop Twitter client that I use most of the time. We have 1Password, Phone View, which lets me copy things to and from my iPhone, stuff like that. Password Wallet, I think the name is pretty self-explanatory. We have Times, which is just a news reader. Okay, as you can see, we got technology here, and you can pick your own sites and stuff, whatever you want to do. I get my news from that sometimes. I don't even know why that's in my dock because I don't use it much. Pandora, which is where I find a lot of my wallpapers. Mini usage, and actually these two, Password Wallet, Times, Pandora, all these really don't need to be in the dock because I don't use them on a daily basis. And if you don't use them on a daily basis, or at least a weekly basis, I don't recommend you keep them in your dock. And I haven't used Pandora in a long time, but I keep it in my dock so I won't forget I have it, because I have a tendency to forget the applications that I do have when they're not in my dock. I'll have an application in my applications folder. I'll go through my applications folder occasionally, and I'll see an application that I forgot I had, and I'll be like, whoa, wait, I forgot I had that. That would be handy. But, I don't use it enough to actually want to put it in my dock because I just use it a few times a year. So it's kind of a conundrum where if I don't have it in my dock, I'll forget I have it. But if I put it in my dock, then my dock gets too big. So it's kind of a conundrum there, and maybe we'll have a solution to that in future versions of the OS. Mini usage. That is just this little thing up here. Where is it? It's not fired up. I can fire it up for you. Right here. It tells me how much of my processor is being used. I'm screen recording with the app. Voila is what you call it. So I'm just giving it a test run here. So it shows you just a little free app that gives you your CPU usage. I don't really need it because I use this here. Okay, where was we? Oh, we're back in time. So I'll go ahead and quit that. as you can see, it lays everything out for you. Corkboard is using 0.1%. Clips is using 1%. Voila is using 120% because it's recording my screen. Okay, so I'm going to quit that. And these icons here are to do with my clipboard apps. As you can see, if you like to see your clips laid out in a list view like this, it shows you everything on your clipboard and you can just click on it. Instead of going down here and having to fire up this, you might just like to use a list view like this. Same thing here. This is iClipboard. Here's the list view for iClipboard. Just depends on how you want to use it. Okay. So where was we? Oh yeah, back in time. This is my this is kind of like Time Machine. It's like a third-party time machine. Okay, and I do use it a lot. Oh look, a new version is available. Huh. Shows you how long it's been. We'll cancel. I'll update you later. So as you can see, it's like Time Machine. Here's all my applications, my address book, my documents, all that good stuff. But as you can see up top here, there's the dates. And right now I'm on November 27th. And I can take this little thing and slide it all the way back. As you can see, I can go all the way back to the 1st of July, which is a few months ago. And now I'm looking at what was in my documents folder on the 1st of July. So it's like Time Machine, but it's Time Machine on steroids. Okay? So let's go ahead and go back to the 1st of July. And there we go. And this is the 1st of July, what was on my desktop. So that's about 4 months ago. So I can go back up to like 3 months if I've lost something, and it'll be right there for me. So this is a nice little app. We got Seismic Desktop, which is a Twitter client. We have VidiUp, which is a great little video compression tool, which will compress your videos perfectly for YouTube once you get used to using it. We have Flix, which is if you rip a DVD and you want it in your iTunes library, you rip it and you throw the movie into Flix, and Flix will go out and get the DVD cover art or box, you know, the box art, and so you'll have it in your iTunes library, and it won't just be a picture of the movie. It'll actually be the box art of the movie. So iFlix is really good because in my iTunes library, if I fire this up here and fire up iTunes, I'll show you what I'm talking about. If I go to my movies, as you can see, all the cover art, the box art, is there. And there's a lot of these movies that I have ripped that I didn't buy from iTunes, but you can't tell it because Flix will go out and get these cover art. Like this right here, the Black Cauldron. I ripped this from a DVD I had. I just wanted it on my computer. And I put the ripped movie through Flix, and it went out and found the DVD cover art for me. So now it looks like the rest of looks like something I bought from iTunes, and it's not just a a generic picture of the movie of Universals or whatever the first frame of the movie is. Okay. So iFlix. That's why I keep that in my dock. We got ScreenFlow, of course, which is what I normally use to capture my screen. This time I'm experimenting with Voila, or however you pronounce that. So ScreenFlow, every Mac user ought to have it. We have AppyMac Timer, which is just a timer I use when I want to take a nap or a cat nap, or I need reminded to go check the biscuits in the oven. I'll use AppyMac Timer, if that's how you pronounce it. Opera, I always like to have a backup browser in the dock, but I never use it, so I'll take that out. Audio Hijack Pro will record music coming through your speakers of your Mac. I use it all the time, and it's a godsend. If you hear a song on YouTube that you like, you can use Audio Hijack Pro to record that song. Or if you hear some audio tidbits from a talk show you want to record, Audio Hijack will record the audio coming through your speakers. You can record it through an application or system-wide. You know, you can have it just record the audio coming from iTunes, or you can have it just record the audio coming from Safari. Okay? So, a lot of people like to use Audio Hijack Pro back when Lala was around because they would play the song for free and use Audio Hijack Pro to record it. And the last tool on my dock is Tech Tool Deluxe, which comes with Apple Care. It's just a maintenance utility for your Mac that Apple includes with the warranties and stuff. Then we have my games folder. As you can see, it's all my games. And we have my Steam folder. Here's all my Steam games. And then we have my downloads folder, and that's all I keep in my dock as of the 27th of November 2010. If you would like to go through my applications folder, that would be great. I'd be more than happy to make a video. It will probably be longer than this one because I have several little applications in my apps folder that a lot of y'all probably never even heard of. Some of them are years old even, that I've carried over from back in the day. So this was my What's in My Dock video for the end of 2010. Maybe when 2011 rolls around, we'll make another one because, shit guys, the things that are in my dock, it changes from week to week. It really does. So thanks for watching. Maybe you've seen a couple of applications you figure you might be able to use. I hope so. If not, I still hope you enjoyed watching this video. Thanks for watching. See you next time. OS 10.